there's only you and me. I don't know what to do. I'm so confused, and I need peace. Take me home. Take me home. Take me Sometimes life weighs me down. I try to press on, but every time I turn around, it seems like I'm up against the wall. My life's upside down. I need to rest away from all life's mess in your secret place. Say there's only you and me. I don't know what to do. I'm so confused, and I need peace. Take me to your secret place. Take me to your secret Take me to
Hello, everyone. We are live. We're live. So if you're just tuning in, I want you to share the live. For my speakers on the panel, go ahead and share it to your
Hello, everyone.
Tag a friend. Get my headphones in here. I'm so excited about the topic tonight, y'all. The topic is dating and courting, men and women. We're going to have the conversation. And so for those of you who have been watching the channel for, I don't know, the last couple of months, you might know that we had the women for a segment. We had the men for a segment. And so now I was like, let me bring a few of the guests from those segments together so we can get this conversation going and we can have a little back and forth banter, just a little bit to get different perspectives. And so it's going to be fun. Comment to let us know you're here. We want to see your comments so that we can scroll them across. If you are new to StreamYard, make sure that you allow StreamYard to show your name and likeness. And that is StreamYard.com/Facebook. And it's an amazing way to participate. And so if you are new to the channel, hello, thank you for watching. My name is Inez K. Jones. You can follow me on all social media at Inez K. Jones, at Inez K. Jones, or InezKJones.com is my website, which is what I was about to say. And I just love that I have these beautiful people here. And we might have another joining us later. I know a couple people had some conflicts or weren't feeling well, so we're going to send positive energy to them. And I'm just really excited. And if you're watching from YouTube, make sure you hit that bell. And for the notifications. And so I'm going to go ahead and introduce all of our speakers to you all now. And so first up, we're going to go with Miss Danita Sajus. And she has been on the show before. She was on when we did the women's perspective of this dating versus courting topic. And we had some really good conversations. And so let me give you a little history and information about her as well. And so you can see Danita and you can follow her at DanitaSajus.com. There we go. The internet want to be wonky. At DanitaSajus.com. And she's on social media as well, right? On Facebook, Instagram, she's on everything. And so she actually is a life coach. Oh, Lord, hold on now. Wait a minute. We got to get this right. What's going on here? I'm all blurry and pixelated. So you never know with internet. I mean, technology, you just got to keep it going, keep it going, keep it going. And so Danita is a life coach. Danita actually, she and I met years and years ago. She is a mentor of mine. She believes in helping women and to live the life of their dreams. She is a keynote speaker. I'm sure she's going to be an author if she's not already soon because she has so much knowledge. And I'm going to share some more information about her later. But Danita, go ahead and say hello for everyone.
Hello, friends. So good to be here. Relationships are a juicy topic for me. I'm a life coach. I'm a hypnotherapist. I deal with a lot of relationship things and then my own journey. So I'm excited to be here with the panel, with the gentlemen, and to talk real talk about relationships.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, and next up, we have Miss Danielle Marie. Miss Danielle Marie, and she can be seen at Danielle_Marie on all social media. And she is affectionately, she refers to herself as a girl who simply loves God. She is an author, singer, songwriter, and speaker. She has a magical way of connecting with people from all walks of life through her transparency and authenticity. Danielle graduated from Central Michigan University with her Bachelor's of Science in Psychology and from Wayne State University with her Master's of Social Work. She is a clinical social worker and a certified prevention specialist with the Michigan Board of Addiction Professionals. She is currently serving as a rehabilitation specialist and business consultant. She is the author of My Heart, My Responsibility, A Single Woman's Guide to Waiting, which I have and love. She is also the author of I Am Not Just Pretty, I Am blank too, and Becoming Acquainted with Me, 7-day self-reflection workbook. She is the executive producer, singer, and songwriter of her own gospel EP, Led by Love. She is the host of Moments with Danielle Marie, the podcast, and the founder and owner of We Talk LLC. And she can be reached at daniellemarie.com. Danielle, please say hello to everyone for us.
Hey, everybody. I'm so glad to be back. Thank you, Inez. You are looking fabulous tonight. Can't wait to talk with you all. And for those who don't know, the I'm Not Just Pretty, I'm Blank Too, it's a children's book and it's an interactive book. So the blank is for children and individuals to fill in the blank with their own words. So I'm not just pretty, I'm smart too. I'm not just pretty, I'm brave too. And so I just wanted to make sure that was clear. It's I'm not just pretty, and you fill in your own blank, because we want the world to know that a girl can be more than just pretty. We are everything that God called us to be. So I'm excited to talk with y'all tonight. Thank you for having me.
You got to put that in the chat, Danielle, the title of the book, so people can go get that. And maybe it's a link that they can use to go get that for their kids.
You got it. Awesome. You got it, Mark. Absolutely. Great idea. Thank you.
Hello. She says, new here. Looking forward to the discussion. Hello. Thank you for watching. And we're going to keep it going. And so next up, we have our gentleman. I had to do the ladies first. And so our gentleman, we have new to the channel. He wasn't able to be on when we did the men's, but he's on this time representing for C2E Entertainment. We have E-Dub, who is known on Facebook as God's Gift E-Dub. And he did not put anything in here for his bio, but I'm just going to tell you what I know. What is going on with this camera, Lord? The offense. Okay, hold on. Let's see. Sometimes it's just a little finicky. And so anyway, Ed actually does a multitude of things. So I'm going to let him introduce himself to you. Go ahead, E-Dub, and let him know who you are.
Thank you. First, I want to say thank you for having me. Can you all hear me, hopefully? Thank you for having me. It's my first time on the show. I'm eager to get into it and jump into it, talk, maybe a little bit of debating with you all as well. You can follow me on Facebook. Me and my partner, we do a live every Tuesday called Real Talk Tuesday. You can follow us, C2E Entertainment on Facebook. We also have an Instagram, which is C2E20. So we're trying to build a brand and become, successful entrepreneurs. So I look forward to the panel, talking with the guests on the panel, and just thanks for having me, okay?
Awesome. Hey, what's up with that name? I know people wonder God's Gift.
So what happened with that name is I made that name back when I was 21. And so I don't remember my password for Facebook, as you get new phones, it keeps you updated. So I've never been able to change it. but you know, it works. It's on my, you know, part of the brand, so it's okay. I don't mind.
Hey, now.
I don't know if you just created it for the show or not, you know, just to help get the conversation started.
No, it's been a
Okay.
long time.
Thank you. Thank you. Great question, Mark. Great question. And so we'll just go ahead and introduce Mark now. And so Mark Christmas is a regular, I feel, on my show. But you know, he's family. That's my older cousin. And I'm going to read you all his bio as well. And so Mark was a corporate executive. He is a wellness practitioner. He is certified in RMT. He's also an author. Mark has over 20 years of experience in the health and wellness industry. And for 15 plus years, he has worked with local, regional, and national retailers in consumer products industry. He's done all kinds of trading with different pharmacies, different brands, such as, and different companies such as Procter & Gamble. He is also a certified Reiki master practitioner and a shamanic sound healer. He's a reflexologist and a finger point therapist. He is passionate about helping others to heal their mind, body, and spirit. His commitment begins with opening himself up and letting energy, which has its own intelligence, flow freely and guide his practice. He works with children, adolescents, and adults, and even animals, creating a personalized healing journey for each client. His clients benefit from his ability to combine different modalities and provide a unique service to speed up the healing process. He's an author and he's a poet, and he has a show that he'll tell you all about that's also starting up next week on Thursdays after my show. So y'all can tune into mine and then go and watch his. Or is it before? One or the other. He'll tell you. He holds an MBA and a BS from Florida A&M University and 15 years of experience with working with Fortune 100 consumer products and Fortune 500 companies. He's managed multi-million-dollar businesses, and he is excited to be here today. He has all other kinds of accolades, but go ahead, Mark, and say hello again.
And thank you, Inez, for that wonderful introduction. I just love you so much, cousin. So proud of you. And Danielle, that was her singing that song at the beginning. That's her song. So my cousin is super talented and just super a reflection of love. So anytime you ask me to do something, I'm a yes. Count me a yes. I do want to give a plug. Next Thursday, All Verse Thursdays. If you haven't heard of it, about 4 years ago, All Verse Thursdays was one of the top radio shows on POET radio. And we brought poets on, and we welcome all verses. And simply what that means is that a verse is a rhythm, a rhyme, poetry is in them. Songs are verses. There's a lot of ways of verses, right? We're putting something together to tell a story. But this is a show where poetry or verses meets purpose. Because the Nia synergy, you see up in my handle, Nia means purpose. And we want to educate, engage, and inspire people to live in their purpose. And so the poetry show this week, it'll be featuring Abena Disrow, who is a pioneer in poetry out of DC. And she's going to be our first artist. But every Thursday on Twitch TV, we'll be Facebook Live too, but we need to build our following up on Twitch. So I'm just going to make a request that you go ahead and follow us on Twitch. Twitch TV every Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern time.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. And I know we got one more speaker who's coming later. And so just let us know when you are ready, my dear, in the chat, and I will introduce you. So we're gonna go ahead and get into these questions because I know everybody is ready. And so the first question I have for you all, and some of you might have shared on previous slides, but I'm just gonna have you share again. In a brief synopsis, what is your definition of dating versus courting? And so we're going to start with God's gift E-Dub because he didn't get a chance to share before. And so go ahead and you can answer that question first, and then we'll go to Danielle, then we'll do Mark, and then we'll do Danita.
Well, to keep it brief, I believe when you're dating, you can date multiple people at once. That's dating. Dating is just getting out there to test the waters, just to see what's going on out there. You know, maybe she looks good or he looks good, and I want to go out on a date with him or her and them as well. Just, you know, maybe he looks good, she looks good. But courting someone is when your focus is on them. I'm courting you. you have my attention. It's just me and you for right now.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, Danielle, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm similar. I agree. I don't like the word dating, actually. I just feel like, but for the sake of conversation, I feel like dating is just hanging out. You're just hanging out with somebody that you enjoy spending time with. You're getting to know them, and you could potentially move forward into a relationship where it's just one-on-one. But courting, in the way we use it, it is officially you and that person with the intention of whether it's building a lifelong partnership, whether that be marriage or whatever partnership you decide. For me, it would be marriage, but that's a difference.
Okay. All right, Mark, and then Danita.
I think they nailed it pretty good. It's pretty. First of all, I don't know anybody that uses the word courting in 2020.
I do.
so for those that are like, what the heck is courting? But from when I remember as a kid, courting was like when you're serious. You know, you're meeting the family, you're coming over. It's a. I guess it would be the equivalent, like you, my girlfriend, you, my boyfriend. We go together. Versus dating is we just kind of just, you know, maybe we go to movies, maybe we'll hang out, maybe we won't, maybe we'll see each other again, maybe we won't. So.
Okay. And then Danita.
So I think dating is a time to discover, to see what deal breakers that you want to see, or to see if the person has the same values and morals as you. So I call it a discovery period, where you can start to check off the boxes that are important to you, that are of value for you, and then or make a decision to unhook. So that's what dating is. And then courting is making a decision where both of you are in agreement that you're both available to date, have the time to date, and are interested in each other. And then you just pursue from there.
Unhook, that's an interesting phrase.
Yes, it definitely is.
You know, lean out. It's one or the other. No gray area.
All right, Diners, don't let me get started. Go ahead, baby. Go
ahead.
No,
it's okay. I see Kira joined us. Hello, Kira.
Hello there. Can you hear me? This is my first time ever doing this in a car.
Oh, I know. We can hear you. It's a little low, but we can hear you. And so I am just going to give you a quick introduction because Kira is a multi-talented individual as well. She and I have been friends for quite some time. She has a business, Comfy Fitness. She also is a calendar coach. She has her Kimbra business where she helps business owners to really impact what is most important, right? Booking clients, reaching out to clients, focusing on the money, getting help, working on your calendar, and much more. And so she's been a regular as well on the show. And so I'm so glad you were still able to join us. She's getting ready to go out of town soon. But go ahead and say hello and give your thoughts on dating.
Me too.
And dating versus courting, Kira.
Hello, everybody. Thanks for having me, Inez. I really enjoy being on your show. And, you know, I align with basically everybody else that's spoken so far, where, you know, dating is just, you know, trying things on, seeing what you like. Whereas courting is, okay, I think I like you, and I'm ready to start introducing you to the people in my life. I'm ready to start spending more serious amount of time with you. Maybe I'll leave a toothbrush at your place, that kind of thing. So that would be the difference for me. And people do still use courting nowadays, from what I understand, what I hear. So it's still a thing for sure.
Okay, thank you. And I didn't have you all share your marital or your single or your relationship statuses or your history, because I do think that shapes people's perspective, right? What you've been through and your opinions on things. So Kira, go ahead and share while you're still on, and then we'll have Ed share next.
Totally. Well, I am married. I'm about to celebrate my 3-year wedding anniversary. And before we got married, we were dating for 2.5 years, my husband and I am presently 20 weeks pregnant. So we are expecting our first child, and February 2nd is my due date. So we're very excited.
Yay.
And I'm terrified but that's, you know.
Oh, I
That's for
just love
another
it.
show.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
Thank
You're going to be
you.
an excellent mother. I told you that like 6 years ago when you thought you weren't going to have children. So I'm just so happy to see this coming to fruition. This is
It's crazy.
amazing. Congratulations
It's
to
crazy.
you both.
Yeah, absolutely. It's very exciting. It's very exciting. And everything is going well. I had my 20-week checkup today, and the baby's healthy. I'm feeling healthy. We're all good.
That's great.
All righty. Thank you so much. And guys, give E-Dub, you're next. And then Danielle, Mark, and Danita, we're going to go in that order. So you don't got to wait for me, okay?
I'm single. I've been single for about 10 or 11 months now. So I'm enjoying being single.
Awesome. I am single at the moment as well. That's it. That's all I gotta say. The end.
Listen, the end. All right, Mark, and then Danita.
Man, I'm married. Just celebrated 3 years, August 12th. This is my second marriage. What I will say about this is that I dated. Well, I guess I didn't date. I courted. I really haven't had a lot of dating. In the way that we describe dating right now. I was married for 15 years prior to that. And really the reason I think that ended primarily is because I wasn't ready to receive love in the way that it was being offered. And so it was a growth and evolution of where I was versus where the love was being offered. And then what I was, I like love, right? But I want to be loved the way I want to be loved. Right. And just like I want you to receive love in the way I want to offer it. And so, in relationships, but I don't want to get ahead of myself, but that could be a thing in relationships when that's not matched.
So I was married, divorced about 20 years ago, divorced 20 years, and dating. Oh, no, in a relationship, because we got to be careful with the language. Yes, I am in a relationship.
Are you courting?
All right. Am I courting? No, we're solid.
So there's another stage after courting.
2 minutes, too complicated.
They rock
It is a little complicated.
Relationship. Let me leave it at that.
Oh my goodness.
Now, I've shared this feed to a group called "What Is Dating."
Mm-hmm.
What is dating? And this is it's a mature group and all sorts of stuff is there. So I don't know if anybody is there from the group, but I'm sure they got some comments on dating and courting, and they talk about all sorts of stuff. So this is a relevant topic across all age groups. So thank you for bringing.
Yeah. And Inez, can I just say, I love that Kira said dating is like trying things on. When you said that, I was just like, yes, it's like going to the fitting room and you're trying stuff on. So for me, I am single, but I am looking for the fit.
Yes.
I'm waiting for the fit.
I love it. I love it. I love it. And actually, I'm going to read some of Danita's accolades because I didn't get to officially introduce her earlier. And so Ms. Danita Sadjus has spent 10 years honing her craft as a neuro-transformational life coach, a rapid transformational therapy hypnotherapist, and also a personal development retreat facilitator. And there was a question up earlier about, hey, you going to do hypnotherapy on us? And so she has taught and impacted hundreds of clients around the globe on how to break through their limiting beliefs and take action steps to finally live the life that they are choosing. She uses her love and her gifts in her business to mentor and coach others. And she and I know each other because she was a senior Cadillac sales director of Mary Kay. Actually, I met all of you all, Danielle and Kira, all from Mary Kay. You make lifelong friends. So I love it. I love it. I love it. Danita, actually right now she is in Florida by way of New York because it always has her heart. And she loves salsa dancing, home decor, New York City pizza, and a good hair day. She is the go-to girl for taking your life back, ultimately challenging her clients to take action in hopes for their dreams. And she loves helping people to set healthy boundaries to protect your daily joy. And so you all can check her out as well. And I'm so excited to have her. Yes. And see how she commented. If you all are watching, go ahead and comment so we can scroll them across. If you have questions about this topic, I want you to add them to the thread, however you're watching it, so that we can make sure to answer your questions as well. Or if you have comments, you have an opinion, we want to hear it. We want to know. Okay, so let's get in to some of the nitty gritty, right? We shared a little bit. And I want the women to answer this question. The question is, women, how do you want to be courted? How do you want to be courted? Like, what does that look like to you? What does that feel like to you? What does that entail? Like, just lay it out flat, so there's no discrepancies and the men can understand. Who wants to go first? Danielle look like she ready.
I always feel like these kind of questions are so vague. So I was really just thinking, like, I hope I don't go first. But now I'm talking, so I'll go first. I want to be courted with clarity. I guess I want it to be clear what we're doing, so that way there's no confusion. I don't want to wonder when I'm in that phase. I don't want to feel like I'm still trying something on, wondering if it's a good fit. So I want to be clear. This is what we're doing. This is what our expectations are. This is what the hope is. This is the desired outcome. And we're moving forward with honesty and clarity. I desire to be respected and admired. I think there's something about when a man just admires and there's an admiration that comes with it, that you can feel the energy. I don't want to ever feel like I'm in a relationship where I'm just being tolerated. I desire to be celebrated, as well as desire to celebrate my partner and encourage him and love him and support him, not just tolerate. So I desire to be admired, celebrated. I desire to have a lot of fun. Fun is really important to me in a relationship, because we're talking about a partner that's forever. So I don't want to just, be doing something to do. So I want to be having a good time in it as well. So I want to be clear. This is what we're doing. And if we're not doing that, then let's just be clear about that too.
Yes. Amen for the clarity. Okay. Danita, then Kira.
So wait, ask me the question again. What do I look for?
Women, what do you look for a man to do when courting you? Like, what is your definition? What does that look like? How do you want to be courted?
First thing, I want to be chosen.
Ooh, choose me. I love that.
I want effort, interest, and forward-moving conversations.
Okay.
So I'm not guessing the next time we're meeting up. It's forward-moving. I want you to be like, well, let me fill your calendar in, and let me fill your calendar and let you fill my calendar. And then planning ahead, so that, like Danielle said, I'm not in any guessing phase. So clarity is key. Forward-moving conversations, tons of laughter, and a space where I can just be Danita, because that's all I got. And that he can be him. And there's an acceptance and connection with that. And vulnerability is also very important to me.
Yes. Sometimes that's a hard one, because I find a lot of men don't want to be vulnerable, but they want you to be vulnerable. And it goes both ways. So thank you for saying that.
Men is sexy. Saying vulnerability in men is sexy.
Ooh, wee. 'Tis true. Kira?
Man, I was always really bad at the vulnerability thing when courting. So that was always sort of my weak link. But for me, it was just really about having fun. Really being curious and being in an inquiry of, like, is this something that I want for a long time? Is this a person I want to be spending a lot of time with? And then also there's this choosing, right? I think Danita mentioned it, like choosing me and me choosing them. Like, I don't want anybody to need me. Neediness for me was always the biggest turnoff. If they had their own life that they wanted to introduce me to, and they were excited to be introduced to mine, then I was very happy in that courting relationship. So it was like a day-to-day choice instead of a neediness and a clinginess. And so, yeah, just fun and choice throughout the courtship has always been a priority.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so guys, we're going to take the question to you. Men, how do you want to be courted, or do you feel you even need to be courted? For the men now, we're going to go to Mark, then God's gift, E-Dub.
Okay, I just laugh every time I hear that word courted. I don't know why. I feel like we down south somewhere, and I'm visiting. We're about to have some sweet tea and lemonade on the porch. But stop, hot sauce in my bag. Don't you know? But I like to be courted, I guess. And being courted means being in a relationship. I want to be where I can just be really my authentic self, right? That when asked questions, I could tell you not the thing that I think that you want to hear, because I'm afraid if I tell you the thing that's true, you might not agree with it, and that might be the end of it, right? I want to be able to know that I can just be honest, and it doesn't have to be aligned with what you're saying. And just because I'm saying I'm honest about how I feel doesn't mean that's what I'm going to do. And so I think that needs to be clear. Being honest around, hey, I like to go window shopping doesn't mean that I'm going to shop, right? But versus being like, no, I don't like to shop at all, right? Just because I think that's what you want to hear. And that's how I think situations evolve that get uglier and uglier and uglier, because the truth gets murky and murky and murky. And so I'm just at a stage in my life where I don't have time to kind of figure out what it was that I said before and try to keep up with that, versus just being honest and authentic around this is where I am. And at the same time, know that she gets to be where she is too. And, and if that's not aligned, then we're both going to be okay. And we're both enough to get through that. Whether we're still, I think, as Danita said, whether we unhook or whether we stay hooked. Because I think the other thing for me was wanting to know that it's going to work out 100%. And that's just not how life works. And I need to know that I'm enough, she's enough, whoever's enough, that if it doesn't work out, that we'll be able to move forward powerfully.
Yes, thank you. Okay, God's give, E-Dub, what you got to say? What you got to say? Same question. Uh-oh, we can't hear you. Hey. He's
saying some good stuff too. Just look at his face.
Oh my goodness. We can't hear you, Ed. We can't hear you. All right, we're gonna come back. We're gonna come back. Now? Oh yes, great.
Okay, I had to mute it and then unmute it. I'm sorry. I was saying that I missed the question because I was having some difficulties here, but luckily it popped across the screen. So the main thing with me when courting is just being honest and upfront and frank about what's going to happen and where we're going with in this process. I'm getting a little older. I'm not too old, but I'm getting a little older, and so I don't want to have to wonder, like the women say, and I shouldn't make her wonder about where we stand and what we're trying to do in this process. So the main thing with me is honesty. Everything else with me is going to come, the fun, the laughter, having a good time. That's all well and fine, but we have to be honest and transparent with each other. That's the most important thing.
Ooh, so true, so true. And so I love these questions. Okay, so the next question I have is for everyone, and it's, how long do you feel that you have to date or court before marrying? Do you have a timeline for this? Like, what are your thoughts? And so let's see. Danita, you want to go first with this one?
Sure. I don't have an answer. I don't have a rule. I don't have a timeline. I think when you know. And whether it's 6 months or 4 years, my first marriage, I married after 4 years of dating. My ex-husband was ready before me, but I was never that girl that had to get married and the bridezilla. I wasn't that girl. Like, when it came, it was going to come. So I just kind of decided, yeah, let's do it. So I don't think for me that there's a timeline. What I can tell you is the person you meet 6 months in is not the same person that will be 3 years in. So I say give it some time. Whether they are not authentic, like some of the fellas were saying, Mark and E. Gibbs, if they're authentic or not authentic, you're going to find out sooner or later. So whatever is in the dark will come to light. So give that some time. Really get to know each other.
We can't hear you, Inez.
Hear you, Inez.
What is going on
There
with
we
the
go.
internet today?
There you go.
Okay, here we go. So that was my fault. Okay, I was saying that you can go next, Mark.
Oh, okay. So interesting. That's a very interesting answer, Denise. I'm just, let me just jump in. I'm gonna be me. So
Be real.
Time is a form of measurement, in my opinion. Time is a form of measurement. Inches is a form of measurement. It doesn't tell me anything except for just how much has expired or how much is what tells me is the being able to identify one. See, like if I'm inauthentic and I'm bringing mistrust to the relationship, like I need some time before I can trust this person. The real, like my shirt says, trust. The real issue is I've got some trust issues with myself. Now, a lot of us don't want to hear this because a lot of us don't want to do the self work, right? So going into a relationship and you haven't done any work on yourself is a bad idea, no matter how much time you spend in it, right? 1 day, 1 year, 100 days, 10 years. If you aren't doing self work, then that means you aren't willing to look in the mirror and ask yourself the hard questions, to say the things that are difficult to say. And then you're probably not going to do that in the relationship, which the relationship needs to grow forward. When you think about growing something, like cultivating, you got to prune them leaves on the plant, right? You got to dig up the ground, and so there's some times when the process is not always fun, but is necessary for the beauty that you experience later on. And that beauty can be just like a tree or a flower. It can come back every year. Yeah, but you got to put in the work. And so to me, it's not a matter of time. It's just a matter of you being really willing to be real and do the work on yourself and also do the work in the relationship.
Thank you for that. Thank you for that. Okay, so we're going to go to Danielle, then Ed, then Kira.
Okay, I love this. I love what Danita said first. Danita, I think you're so fly. I just want to say that. And I think it's important that we aren't judging others' time frames and others' timelines and trying to make that our time frame and our timeline. I think we get into a lot of problems when we do that. We see other people doing it by this age and they dated only for this amount of time. And so we think we should be doing it. I think there's a problem with that because our lives are different. Our stories are different. Our purpose is different. Everything surrounding us is unique to our lives. And so I think to answer the question, how long should you date? I don't think there is a specific time frame. However, I do think that if you would take the time, like Mark was saying, to really take care of yourself and to get to know you in self-care, especially and in particularly when you're single, which is the best time to do it because you don't have anyone else to be responsible for in that time. You can just focus on what is most important for you. And again, going back to that, I'm trying things on. Does it fit? You can learn what your size is while you've been trying things on. And so if you maximize your time as a single person, then you'll be in a better position when you get with someone to be able to quickly and clearly identify this isn't a good fit for me. That's not my size. That's not my style. That's not going to work for me. And it's no harm done when you say, no, thank you. And I'm moving on to next, as opposed to if you still are struggling with self-worth, self-esteem, all those self issues, you will be more likely to take on whatever comes your way and particularly marry the person that asks you, even if it's not a good fit. That's just me speaking from my own experience. I am single again. And I did that. I didn't know my own value. And so the first guy who basically asked me to marry him, I was like, yeah, because I thought that's what I was supposed to do. And that wasn't that wasn't wise, but of course I learned many lessons from that. So at this time, I'm choosing to maximize my space now. So when I come across the right fit, I will be able to quickly identify or better identify, and then I can move forward when the time is right.
Thank you. Okay. God's gift, E-Dub.
So I don't think there's a time limit on, how long you should date, how long you should court. When two people are very open and very honest with each other and they bring their flaws to the forefront, I feel like if that's somebody that you can spend the rest of your life with and be okay with the flaws that they have, then, by all means, you can marry that person in whatever time frame, has happened. But I don't think there's a time frame on dating or courting, because I believe in love at first sight, if you will. Once you get to know somebody, and if it's a quick, process, and you all are feeling that you want to spend your life with each other, that's, then that's what you should do. Assuming that the ugly part of that person, because that's where things get tricky and, misconstrued.
Oh, that's good.
Okay, Kira, you want to jump in? Oh, Danita, then Kira, yeah.
Right, not only know it, experience.
And be able to accept it.
They can tell you I go cray cray here, but have you seen the level of cray cray? Like, you have to experience it. You have to be in the space of it. Telling it is one thing. Experiencing it is a totally different ballgame. So I agree with you.
Listen, I got a song that says, accept me, flaws and all, okay? Flaws and all. So, you do have to be able to deal with the good and the bad, because none of us are perfect. We're all works in progress.
Money.
Come on, love Kira. My ugly.
Love my ugly. Yes, girl.
Love me
yeah. Yeah, totally. I'm with Danita on that. You just got to find the right kind of crazy for you, right? I mean, that's really all it's about. And no, I also have no time limit on things. Being a person that never wanted to get married in the first place and now find myself married with a kid on the way, all of this is a surprise to me. And I was in a 7-year relationship before this one. And so in a 7-year relationship, I was still like planning on what I was going to be doing after that relationship ended. People were like, oh, are you guys okay? And I'd be like, yeah, we're fine. Why are you talking about breaking up? Oh, because I know this relationship is going to end eventually. And, and then who knew the next relationship, that was just not the case. And so I think that there's a real, because I'm, I am going to echo so much of what everybody's already said. And I think inside of that personal development, that personal growth piece, there is a real somatic piece that we ought to get familiar with, like the real feeling of ourselves from inside. Like, do I really know what I want? Does this really feel right? And what am I basing that on? So yeah, I like I said, I would just echo what everybody here is saying, because putting a time frame on something is, I think it's a little bit of a recipe for disaster, honestly. So.
Okay, thank you. And while you're on, Kira, I'm gonna have you answer this next question. Do you continue to date and court after you marry?
Do I continue to date and court after I marry? I think that, they probably should. Am I practicing that myself right now? Not always. I have to say. Also, you caught me on a day when I'm holding a lot of resentment toward my husband. So I'm not really sure that it's the best question for me at this very present moment. But there's also, I think the more important piece also in the dating and courting your partner is really the personal growth piece as well, and growing together. I think when you're with a partner and you are both committed to growing in life together, in a sense, I guess that's still sort of a courtship. But it just looks a little bit different. And that's just me speaking from my vantage point right now, where there may not be as much, let's say, surprises, right? Or, excitement. Well, especially maybe I'm experiencing that because of the COVID stuff. but there's definitely still like growth and learning and space for new things in life together.
Yeah. You know, Danita, that's I love your authenticity. It was like I'm holding some resentment right now, so it might not be a good question to ask. But I think you hit it on the head. You know, in any relationship, you know, romantic relationship, familiar relationship, work relationship, there's going to be periods where you're really having fun, you really like it, you like this other person, and there's going to be some times where that other person uh, uh, really gets on your nerves, irritates you, or disappoints you, right? Or there's some anger, and so then I think the thing then is, what tools do you put in place? One, do you have them? If you have them, do you use them to work through the disappointment, the upset, the letdown, or whatever it is that caused that situation? And I find that that's the piece of dating and courting that looks a little bit different than when you first meeting each other. It's because those tools sometimes can get easy to put away, right? You know, I was looking at the wall hanger on Danielle's wall that said there's a spoiled miniature printer that lives here, and I have two, right? But then earlier this morning, I was thinking about, you know, you're in a relationship with somebody. Sometimes people are like, oh man, she's spoiled, man. I can't just let her just continue to get away, because then she'll just try to do that for the rest of our relationship. And then I thought to myself, well, why not? Why? I mean, really, why can't I actually spoil her? If that's what she enjoys, like, really, what's the downside of that? If I'm really open around like what that could create in our situation. And so I think dating and courting is important. And I think it just takes on different faces and different things, situations. Danita, what about you?
To piggyback what you said, I think there's a piece, and correct me, men, if I'm incorrect, but there's an ego piece that says, I don't want her to take me as a punk. Like everything that I'm not going to say ask, but that she requests, I say yes, right? So there's a limit line where it's like, am I being taken as a punk, a sucker, or whatever like that? So I think that there's sometimes a resistance. And I love what you said, Mark, because why not? Unless it's something, unless you feel like you're being taken advantage of. Other than that, I think it's fair share. So,
yeah, let's have a spoil contest. Like, man, who can spoil each other the most? Like, what kind of relationship would that be?
Right.
The kind I plan to have.
I know that's right. Listen, I'm like, spoil me, okay? I want to be spoiled, okay?
And I want to spoil him back too.
True. But I already got that part on lock, so I need the other part.
Yeah, reciprocation is important.
Yes, Cordero says no time limit at all. I do is a long time if you do it right. So take your time, no rush. Okay, so he's referring to our previous question that we asked. And Mark, that was Kira who was being authentic with her husband situation right now. But go ahead, Danita.
Yeah. No, that was it. Oh, I don't know what I was going to say, so I'm good.
Okay, no worries. Anybody, Ed, did you chime in on this? Do you want to chime in? I specifically asked the people who I knew, have been married or are married.
Yeah, I've never been married, but I would think you would do the same things when you get married as you did to get the woman, as you were courting her. So, I mean, as much as your time and money allows, I'll say that. Of course, continue dating and courting her and doing the things that you did, to woo her and to get her.
Yes. Thank you. Okay. And so I'm going to answer this one too, because yes, I think that it should continue. I think that you have to plan specific time and days for date night. Like I tell my married friends all the time, like, listen, I'll keep the kids. Y'all go out. You have to schedule it. You have to schedule it or you'll lose that companionship, I believe. And I've never been married before either, but I do believe that you have to kind of focus on that. And so the next question I have for the women, and then we'll do the men, it'll be the same question, but like, what questions have you always wanted to ask around this dating and courting topic? What questions did you want to know, and would you like to ask the men, and vice versa for the men to the women? Okay. And because listen, this hour flies by so quickly. But
so do I get to go since I didn't get to answer the last question, even though I've been married before? You just skipped over your girl.
I'm so sorry. Listen, you didn't share that you had. Oh, you're right. Answer the last one and this one. Go ahead, Danielle.
It's okay. Y'all all answered it. That's good. I'm gonna keep it moving. I'm just being me. A question that I want to ask the men is, do you find that it is a turnoff when a woman is vocal or she verbalizes what she desires, maybe even before the man does? And so if she has an interest or she wants to move forward in the relationship and you haven't, as a man, have not verbalized that first, is that a turnoff? Or do we live in a time now where a woman can say it first? Can she say, hey, I want to move forward in this? That's something that I've asked men that before, but I'm curious to know your thoughts.
Go ahead, guys, give.
Okay. So I don't think, to me personally, I don't think it's a turnoff. I think some men perceive it to be a turnoff because he's not looking to head in the same direction you are. So if he's like, we stagnant right now and I don't know where I want to go with this, and then you're like, well, I want to go here with it, he'll be like, I don't know about that, because he wasn't looking to do the same thing. If a woman says what she wants and a man wants the same thing, he gonna be, oh yeah, let's do it then. You beat me to it. So that's how I look at it. That's what I think.
Yeah, I love that. Go ahead, Janita. I was curious, Kira, what's some other women questions? What women want to know?
Okay, I have a dual question.
No, you hypnotizing us. Don't be hypnotizing us.
No. Okay, if a man is interested in a woman, will he pursue? So that means return phone calls, return texts.
Woo, say that, Danita.
Right? Does that show signs of an interested man? Is that a good indicator?
Or is he just being polite?
Come on now.
Yeah. So let me jump on this one. So I think it's like this. I think it works the same. You've got some men and you got some women who friends tell them how they should go about relationship. Well, girl, you can't call her, you can't call her right back. But dude, you got a number, you don't want to reach out to her. But this is real. And we're not talking about just 15-year-olds, 25-year-olds, 35. This goes across age groups. So for those that are influenced by what their friends are telling them how you should interact, that answer is like Jack in the Box. You don't know what's going to come out, right? Because they're not being their authentic self. Now, if you've got a person that's really authentic, if I meet you, Danita, and I'm like, man, I really like you, I'm not going to be waiting 2 weeks to tell you I really like you.
No.
Right? Now, I'm going to call you. Now, you don't call me back. I'll be like, man, I'm trying to come visit you. I give you a quick story. My wife, I was trying to go visit her. She wasn't answering the phone. So I would call and text, hey, I'm around the corner. She's like, yeah, I'll call you back. Don't call me back. One day I was like, hey, I got some lobster tails. I need to put them in the fridge. Then I can go. So, but look, I didn't have no shame, right? But that took me being like not looking to say what would other people think, because a lot of folks would have been like, man, she telling you she ain't interested. Move on. I wouldn't be there today.
So she let you over with the lobster tails? She let you come?
That worked.
She let you over? Oh, that worked.
That worked.
Part two. Oh, please. Part two. Man, I just went blank and I wrote it down.
It's okay. Let guys give answer that question too.
Okay,
let them both
answer the question.
So I'm gonna give you the raw and uncut version. He gonna be on your heels. If he interested, he gonna be on your heels. He gonna be calling you, texting you. You text him, he right back. It's like a quick boom. It's like lightning. You know what I mean? Because he gonna be ready
lightning.
So that's just, if he's slow to text, you know what I mean? If he's slow to text and you call him, he ain't answer, he might call you back. That's a bad indicator. But if he on it like that and he boom, I get very interested.
Okay. So what if you start out like that and then all of a sudden it's kind of, not instantaneous responses? Then what?
Let's just call it spade a
It could
spade.
be.
Or he found
It could
someone
be.
else. I'm just saying.
I didn't hear the question.
That's what it could be. It could be that, definitely, or it could be he could be, it could be situations in life where he's, his head is not there anymore. Sometimes that happens. I was on this right here with her, and she's really interested, and I want to do this, but man, this 10 things over here hit me like a ton of bricks. So now I'm over here focusing on this right now. You know what I mean? That happens as well sometimes. Life happens,
Yeah, I think timing is so important
It's
when
important.
it comes to actually having a relationship work. It was funny. I was saying that I was never interested in getting married, and then when I finally did say yes to marriage, everybody's like, "Wow, like what happened? Like what's going on?" And what changed? And I was like, well, we just make a really good partnership. I mean, he makes my life so much easier. I'm starting to list all of these things. The sex is great, all of these very important things. And then inevitably my friends or somebody would say, well, you love him, right? And I'm like, yeah. Do you know how many men I have loved in my life? I never married a one of them. And and a lot of that is because of where I was in life, that I knew that I wasn't ready to marry. It was just not there for me. So yeah, I'm right there with you on the timing. It's one of the most important pieces, in my opinion.
Yes. Did you think of the next question that you had, Danita?
I got it. So it's a kind of piggyback to Mark. Do men, when we call it dating, right? When you're discovering, when dating, do men appreciate if women feel like it's not a fit for them to be informed versus not picking up the phone?
Oh man, that's a good one. I'm gonna speak for Mark now. I know you got married. Like he can't speak for me. That's like when they ask you about black people. You can't speak for all black people, but I'm gonna speak for Mark. And I think the kind of man that I hang out with, that I'm friends with, and the kind of man that you recognize that has similar characteristics as me. Look, man, I want you to be real from the beginning. I want to know, if you're just interested in going out and getting some McDonald's, let me know that.
McDonald's.
If you think you want to
McDonald's, pull that back.
You went from lobster tail to McDonald's.
Hold on.
But if you're interested in really getting to know me and having the conversations over time and maybe going to some museums, let me know that. And I'm going to let you know that what my level of interest is too, so that we don't have to waste time on where we move. So we're on the same page. Now, sometimes you both may be like, I just want to go to McDonald's and get a quick meal, right? However, at some point, somebody like, no, I don't want the quick meal. I want to go sit down at Red Lobster. I want to have some appetizers. I really want to get some time together. And you need to let me know that too, because we get to both decide if we ain't on the same page, whether we're going to keep moving forward or not. So I'm all about being upfront from the very beginning, because back to this thing around time, why waste time when we could have been and really had making the most of this time versus wasting time?
Yes, so true. Okay, thank you. All right, let's get a minute.
Going to McDonald's. Mad at my McDonald's example.
No. After we're in a relationship, if it just happens to be a late night snack or something, maybe, but that is not a date spot.
I ain't really talking about McDonald's, literally. I did.
But I can literally say,
we're talking. This is analogous, right?
So what I'm hearing you say, Mark, is I can call you and say, hey, Mark, thank you so much for the Mickey D's last night, but I don't think it's a fit. Good luck on your search.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, men, what questions do you have for the women?
I'm not going to do that.
Question.
Oh, go ahead, Kira, and then let the men ask.
I'm not going to do that.
All right. Danielle, are you saying that you're not going to do that? You're not going to let them know?
No, I mean, if we're in a relationship and you're breaking up, then obviously you're having a conversation. But if we're hanging out and I don't think it's a good fit, then I never committed to anything anyways. I was just hanging out with you. So if it's not a good fit, what am I telling you? If I don't want to hang out anymore, I don't have to hang out anymore. It's no big deal.
That's how men get bitter, right? Because
So you don't
you
pick
don't
up
let
the
me know,
phone?
and I'm just left to guess, and I could be guessing way wrong. Let
Well,
me
if you
know.
ask, I tell you, but I'm not gonna initiate. Hey, I had a good time, but I'm not gonna do it again. It'll phase out unless we decide, unless we made a decision. Let's move forward. If we hey, Edub, we talking like, hey, let's figure out where we want to go. And I say, it's not a good fit if we have that conversation. But I'm not going to call someone and say, I had a good time yesterday, but I don't want to do it again. You may not want to do it again either. So if you call me and say, let's do it again, then I may say, no, thank you.
Okay.
That was what the
Kira.
face was, Mark, out since you observed my little facial expression.
I love the differences of opinions, and the hour flies by so quickly. So come on, Kira, ask your question. And let the men ask a couple.
I'm so curious. How important is it to the men that their friends like their partner?
Ooh.
I like my friends that like my woman. I'm not gonna lie. It makes it a lot easier because the small circle that I have, I spend a lot of time with them. Okay. So I want them to have a good relationship. It just makes it easier because if I'm going to hang out or I'm doing something with the other person, it's no stress on the relationship around doing that.
Okay, God's gift.
Well, first of all, it's very important because and a lot of people don't understand when I say this, but it's very important because in a relationship, my friends were there before you. They were there before you came, and they're probably going to be there when you leave. So, if my friends don't like you, I ain't tripping, but I would rather them that they do. Reason being, it makes it a lot easier. So now I got my guys coming over to the house, and we going to have a drink, and smoke a cigar. If you don't like them, now I'll go, or you're gonna be walking around the house looking a certain kind of way, making it a little tense in the house, now. So it's important that they like you. But if they don't, man, I can deal with that too, because I just have to separate the two. This will be my woman here. When I spend that time with her, it's me and her. But then when I go out with my friends, it's me and my friends. So.
Okay. All right. And while you're talking, what questions do you have for the women?
So this is probably going to be different and for all three of you all, but maybe the same. And this is what I want to know. What are the top 2 qualities that you want in a husband? The top 2 qualities.
I'm going to go loyalty and honesty. Okay, go ahead. Who want to answer next?
Loyalty and honesty.
I guess I'll go. I mean, I'm making this up as I go, right? Dependability, I think, has been one of my number one things in any partner that I've ever had, and even friendships. Dependability has been the number one thing for me. And then in a partner, I guess just funness, if that's a word. Somebody that is just really adventurous, fun, curious, likes to have a good time. Wants
that
to try
way
new
more
things.
than 2 qualities, Kira.
Well, I mean,
they're all the same. They're all the same.
I know what you mean. I'm just giving you.
They encompass the same kind of quality, right? Which is someone who's outgoing and fun. Yes.
Yes. Okay, Danielle and Danita, we got to speed up our answers.
Yeah, for me, it would be integrity. Well, someone already said that. I would say intentionality and consistency would be my 2.
Yes. Danita?
Integrity and trust.
Yes. Integrity and trust. Okay, Mark, what's your question?
I'm gonna make it a spicy question. Is it okay to not have sex with your partner, assuming that you're in a relationship? Is it okay to not have sex with that person? And under what situation would that be okay?
Okay, and so one of our viewers says their top 2 is loyalty and consistency. I hear that. And so who wants to take Mark's question?
Another drink of water.
Okay, I'll go first. So I feel like it depends on what you decide. I feel like, there are relationships where you make the decision as a collective, to be abstinent. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. There also are relationships where that's just not the case, right? So I think it has to be a conversation. So you all are on one accord, because, you can't be disconnected in that regard. Otherwise, somebody's going to be unhappy. And so Hey Tiffany, she watching. Okay. Kira, then Danita, then Danielle.
So the question is if you're to not have sex with a partner. I'm sorry.
Yeah, is it okay?
Kira says she not that mad. Kira not that mad.
Couldn't even function.
Kira was like, wait, I'm not that mad.
No way. Sex is one of the first things.
Kira, you ain't never that mad, huh?
No, never.
Listen. Okay. Tiffany says abstinence. Okay. Danita.
I think it depends. I think what Inez said is very, very important to have the conversation, because I think a lot of times when you start to make love or have sex, the dynamics change. And so that has to be a dignified conversation of what's important to you. And I think making love, I'm not going to call it sex for me, making love is a connection, another form of communication connection that no one else gets.
So let me just jump in on that, Denise, because I want to be clarified. I'm saying you're already in a relationship. You are already been making love. Not like this is the first time we're going to do this.
Oh, okay.
This has been a part of your relationship. Is it okay to take it out of the relationship? And if so, why?
All right.
Negative.
Hell no.
No, but I've had that happen before. We've made a collective decision, to be abstinent for a little while. So, like, I mean, it's possible, it's mind over matter.
I too am a strong hell no on that. I'm just going to reiterating that.
All right, Danielle, come on.
Okay, so for me at this time, I am choosing to practice celibacy at this time until I'm married. So for me, it will not be any sex. But when I'm married, come on, somebody, let's get excited. I look at intimacy in a marriage like conversations without words. And so I would not go days without speaking verbally to my husband. So I'm not going to go days without being intimate with my husband, because that's a conversation that our bodies are having. They're conversations that are necessary where there's no talking involved. And so for me, it is so important that those conversations through intimacy and lovemaking are taking place. But for me, it will be most appropriate and will be taking place within my marriage.
Yes.
And it's a healthy relation. Making love, having sex is a healthy part of a healthy relationship. It is a component. It's not everything, but it's a component that is very important.
A necessary component, a very necessary. And I think we've lived in a place where women have sometimes been shamed to say that sex is important to them because, you can't be considered a lady or classy if you're like, I want to have sex. And so I'm here to say I desire to be sexually intimate with my husband. I desire to have those experiences with my husband frequently, often, and very, very passionately when that time comes. And I don't think that it is fair to withhold yourself as a form of punishment. A man is not a child who needs to be penalized or put in timeout. Like, we're not playing those games. Let's be real. That's not happening. Like, if you need to have some conversations verbally before you go to sleep, then you need to talk, and then you need to have some more communication without words.
Because ain't nothing like a little makeup.
Okay, we gonna get this thing figured out.
I got a quick question. Why y'all don't never know what y'all want to eat?
What we want to eat?
Yeah, because sometimes my taste buds, the way my taste buds are set up.
Why they don't never know what they want?
Because the way my taste buds are set up, I be wanting to taste a little bit of this, a little bit of that. So, that's
buffet's always the best choice.
Buffet. Pick one restaurant, you can order a few things.
Hey, are we talking about food? I just want to know.
Come on, Tiffany, a conversation without words. Yes.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so real quick, I'm going to show you all and talk a little bit about what we got going on and coming up here. And so our hour flies by. It flies by. Okay. So I just want to share with you some of my upcoming events. So on Mondays, for those of you who might be new to this channel, I do Makeup Mondays, and it is every Monday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. I have a makeup artist come on and show you little tips and tricks. So for the ladies watching, please be sure to tune in. We have a lot of different things. We're doing a special look. Then we got luscious lips. So tune into that. And then next we have on our Thursday events. We always have our Thursday thing. And so next week, y'all know every fourth Thursday I sing for you. So me and my cousin Josh, who actually is an actor and a performer and a singer on Broadway in New York City, he and I are going to sing for y'all next Thursday at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. So be sure to tune in to watch that via YouTube or Facebook at Inez K. Jones. And I am also wanting to put the plug in. Mark, if you want to talk real quick and put the plug for your event is coming up as well.
All Verse Thursdays, where all verses are welcome, poetry, song, music. We bring together folks that display some of their work, but more importantly, going to talk about their purpose. The Nielsen is all about inspiring people to live in their purpose. So come and not only hear some of their work, but really talk about their conversations. We've got Def Jam poets, we've got famous DJs, MCs, we've got actors, we've got people that host open mic shows. It's going to be every Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern time. Follow us on Twitch. We need to follow us, Support Black Business Show. That's me.
Yes, thank you. And two more. So we got another upcoming event. This was in October, but for my Mary Kay folks, or anyone really who wants to know more about the business, we're doing a beautiful business where I have a panel of sister sales directors, and that's October 3rd at 11 a.m., which is a Saturday, so you can tune in for that. And then last but not least, I want y'all to join my new Facebook group. We're almost at 200 members, y'all, and I actually do trainings about breaking through your belief barriers in this group on all different topics. So it's for entrepreneurs, it's for non-entrepreneurs or people who want to be entrepreneurs. Join the group. It's for men and women, and it's a Facebook group. It's public. Just look it up, Breaking Belief Barriers. And so, okay, now I am going to ask all of you to share your final remarks. It comes up so fast, I don't know how, but just share your final remarks. And oh, look, we got Chef Cordell says, bruh. It's cracking up at us with that last question. So whoever's ready to go first, who wants to jump in and share your final thoughts on this dating and courting topic, advice that you might have for those who are in the midst of dating during, this whatever's going on in the world.
I guess I can go first because mine is pretty much short and sweet. The only thing I would encourage people to do is take your time, know yourself before you try to get to know anybody else, and make sure you're happy before you try to get someone else to make you happy. Okay, and peace and love. That's all.
Yes, know yourself first. Ooh, is that true? Okay, who's next?
I'll go. I want to say, don't complicate things. Life is so complicated. Being in a relationship, while it is complex because you're bringing two people together, but don't complicate it. Love is beautiful. Love is available for you. You are worth it. You are worthy of it. You don't have to settle. You can wait for what you're believing God for, what you have been anticipating and hoping for. But don't complicate it when it comes. We've been hurt, we've been scarred, we've been through some things as adults. That's just a natural part of thing. But I encourage people to continue to work on chiseling down their own walls so that the partner that they are anticipating when he comes or she comes into your life, they won't have to do so much drilling to break down those barriers that they didn't put up. And so don't complicate it. Have a lot of fun. Love yourself and love other people and be good to one another.
Yes, so true, so true. Okay, Mark, then Danita.
Sure. So I believe that life happens inside of relationships. Life happens inside of relationships. And then your life can be only so much as fulfilled as the area in your life that's the weakest. So if you think your money is good, but your relationships are in the toilet, just imagine what your money would be like when your relationships are on fire. And it's important to take the time, as we said, to not only be authentic with yourself, but be authentic with others, because the relationship that you have with yourself, the internal self relationship, will manifest itself in the external relationships. So that's my thoughts there. Thanks so much for having us on. I love this panel. I love to be with you all again. Please accept my friend request. God's gift to the world. I got to find you on Facebook. I know you might not be on Facebook. You're millennial. You got to find you on the Instagram. But Inez hook us up. But I did send requests to Danielle and to Danita, Coach Danita.
Yes, I can link you guys for sure. And Danita?
I think it's a combination of what everybody said. Fill your self-esteem cup first. Because if you don't, you're going to make your next pay for your ex. Right? And that's just not fair. And so clean your mirror first and then go out. Statistics show that 90% of your happiness depends on the person you marry. You can come to the relationship whole and complete, but your morals and your values must be evenly yoked. So make sure when you choose wisely. Enjoy the journey.
And that's such a dope background with that painting and that dress. I'm telling you, you get the MVP for the visual tonight. Thank you.
And Mark, I just sent you a request, by the way.
Dope, got you.
Yes, listen, I have the flyest friends on the planet, okay? The most talented, the most diverse, and the best dressed, okay? Plus the cutest. My girls, and it looks like Kira dropped off, but I know she has shared a lot before, so I'm glad she was able to hop on here with us.
Kira say, no sex. What are y'all talking about? I can't even imagine that.
I'm out.
She was like, what?
It ain't that mad.
In what world does that exist?
Like her brain was like, that's not the question, is it? Not for real. You weren't serious.
No sex.
Oh, I love it. Yeah. Okay, y'all. So we went a little over, but I hope you enjoyed it. For all of you on the panel, thank you so much. Thank you for spending your time. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing your expertise and your knowledge and experience with the world. And you all, please support. You know, they all have businesses. They all have handles. I will tag them in the video as well, so you can reach out and find them. And I appreciate you all being here this evening. The time flies by. It flies by. And so I just want to thank you all for joining. I want to thank everyone for watching and commenting. And if you watch it later, put hashtag replay, okay? Put hashtag replay, because I know that you might want to type a little something. So go ahead, feel free to type in the comments. We do read them afterwards. And so if you're just watching for the first time, please follow at Inez K. Jones. I'm on all social media, y'all, all social media. And on that YouTube, make sure to hit that bell so you get notified when I do go live. And y'all tune in next week for our Thursday thing. And I'm going to be singing. And thank you for joining us. You all have a fantastic evening. Good night, everyone.
Thank you, Inez.
You're welcome. And y'all listen to my song on the way out. That's me singing. That's my song, Secret Place. It's going to play on the way out.
We love the song.